have been meaning to do this video for a little while. Life has been very, very busy. Work is incredibly busy right now. So thank you for being patient, because I know I promised this video actually to a couple of you. So I'm coming at you with a fetch find. Really, it's several fetch finds, and it's all about magnesium. Now, I want to kick things off by saying I am not a medical expert of any kind, and I want that to be 100% clear. So I highly advocate doing your own research, talking to your doctor, your nurses, all of those things, okay? Like, this is not meant to supplement any of that. This is mostly meant to share with you why I utilize magnesium, what I have learned about it from my own research, and to share the different brands of magnesium products that I currently use. So again, not a medical expert. Do your research, talk to your medical professionals, whom I highly respect and think that they should be aiding us in making these kinds of decisions. Okay, now that my disclosure is done. Magnesium is one of those things that I have actually been supplementing with for well over 5 years now. Quick background. For a little while, probably about a 6-month stint or so, I went vegan, almost exclusively vegan, not totally exclusively, and almost exclusively vegan raw, but again, not completely exclusively. During that time, I learned a lot of things that I do still apply to my life choices, health choices now, even though I am no longer even remotely what you would call vegan. One of those things is supplementing magnesium. Do your own research on this as well, of course, but one thing I found was that a lot of people are depleted of magnesium. So whenever I was looking for ways to get more restful sleep and also to help with digestion, magnesium was this consistent topic that kept coming up. I'm a person who cannot take melatonin for restful sleep. It actually gives me horrifying nightmares. So I needed an alternative to that as well. So I know some people will supplement with melatonin, just not an option for me, unless I want to wake up screaming and drenched in sweat every night. So can't do melatonin. So again, magnesium kept coming up. Magnesium was coming up for digestion. Magnesium was coming up for headache prevention, just all these things. So I was like, okay, well, how can I supplement magnesium? What do I need to do? What are the best ways to do it? So first off, the best way that you can absorb magnesium is through your skin. So there are lotions, there are sprays, and of course you can always take a magnesium bath or soak or something to that effect. After that, you can take it orally, right? So you can take a magnesium supplement. I take a powder that I mix in warm water that I drink before bed, and that one is a magnesium citrate. So another thing worth noting, there are different kinds of magnesium, and they're noted for doing different types of things. So magnesium citrate is especially noted for being good for digestion, like assistance. And then there's magnesium glycinate, I believe is what it is, glycinate. And that one is especially noted for restful sleep. Now, I don't necessarily find that I have to take all these different kinds of magnesiums to get the results that I want for these different, health concerns. I find that the supplement that I take orally and the occasional soaks and or lotions and or sprays is enough for me to see good results in the various areas that I want to see success from supplementing magnesium. But do your research based on the things that are most important to you. For me, it was digestion, sleep, and headaches, because I used to get headaches very, very frequently. So I've found improvement in all of these areas from supplementing magnesium via the oral supplement that I take in the evenings, and of course, again, the occasional bath whenever I can make time, and lotion sprays whenever I can make time. You can make your own, you can purchase them, whatever fits your needs, desires, budget, etc. A couple other things worth noting. Of course, you can get magnesium from foods. You don't necessarily have to supplement it with powders, with lotions, and all that. A couple foods that are very rich in magnesium, I believe they're, some of the legumes, some of the nuts, some things like peanut butter, spinach, black beans, there's magnesium in all those things. So you don't necessarily have to supplement with a powder, with a lotion, with a spray. You can try to up your intake of these types of foods. Another thing to note for us women is it's really important that we get enough magnesium so that our bodies are absorbing enough vitamin D and calcium. We know that women especially will experience, some loss of calcium, especially as they get older. So that's another reason why it's really important to ensure that you're getting enough magnesium so our bodies are absorbing enough calcium to keep our bones healthy. And in addition to all the other things that I mentioned so far, magnesium is important for a lot of other bodily functions. A couple things that I can think of off the top of my head, I want to say, bones, healthy bones, of course. I think blood pressure, it's linked to blood pressure, healthy blood pressure, of course. There's a couple other things I know that I've read about. I've done so much research on this, but years have passed since I've done a lot of this research before I started supplementing. But there's a great deal of other things that it can help with. So do some research on this and really explore, and again, speak with your medical professional about it. For me, I find that it also helps with my anxiety. And I know that this is something that a couple people in my Fetch Finds group had asked, what are some things you do for anxiety? Well, that's one thing that I do is I supplement magnesium. I find myself being far less anxious. And again, I think that all just goes along with, getting more restful sleep, better digestion. It's all connected, right? So I find that helps with my anxiety as well. And again, the headaches, gosh, I used to get headaches every day, you guys. And one of the ways that I feel I really effectively helped to reduce and almost completely get rid of my headaches was supplementing magnesium, in addition to some other things. Trying to think if there's anything else that I especially wanted to cover right now. I will definitely link the supplements that I use for magnesium, the products that I use for my baths, for my oral magnesium that I take at night. There's just so much that I could share about magnesium. I do need to get into work though, but I want to share about this because it has been something that I find is very important for my own personal health. I'm what a lot of people call semi-crunchy. I have a great deal of respect for the medical professionals in our lives, our doctors, our nurses, anybody that you go to who is trained and educated to keep us healthy and to keep us safe. But I think there is a responsibility that we have to do some research on our own too, because your doctors, your nurses, they only have so much time that they can spend with you for each visit. So I think it's important to do some research and then go prepared with that research to ask questions, to find out if magnesium might be helpful for you. It's very difficult to overdose on magnesium, but it is not impossible, especially certain people with certain health issues. Okay, so there's a couple things to consider there as well. Now, my understanding is you would have to take a whole lot, but again, certain health issues may not pair well with supplementing magnesium. So another reason why you should talk to your medical professional about it before you just make a change like that. The recommended supplemented amount of magnesium for a woman, I think, is around the 310 to 320 milligram range. The supplement that I take in the evening, so you'll see it suggests a serving of 3 teaspoons. I don't take 3 teaspoons, y'all. I don't need 3 teaspoons. 1 is enough. And if you find you need more, I still suggest that you start small, like a half teaspoon, and work your way up. And you'll know based on kind of how your digestion is reacting and how your restfulness for sleep is improving to know how much you need, if you need a significant amount more or anything like that. So, start small and work your way up. And again, just do your research, listen to your body, do all those kinds of things that your body needs. I think it's really important. Just listen to what's going on. And again, speak to your medical professional. I'm sure there's several things that I forgot to mention, but hopefully I've covered most of it. Let me know what questions you have. Let me know if you've supplemented magnesium before, whether for yourself or for your kids. What do you do to help yourself get more restful sleep? What do you do to help to reduce anxiety? What are those kinds of things that you've already maybe taken action on or thought about taking action on? I'd love to hear. All right, that's it. Bye for now.